We have square root of -6 and the square root of -24. Since they both have negatives inside the square root, you first need to change those to be imaginary. So this is I times the square root of 6. This would be I times the square root of 24. You can either simplify the square roots first, or you can wait and do it later. After you multiply, it doesn't really matter. I times I would be I squared. If you just multiply the 6 times the 24, you get 144. And then the square root of 144 is 12. So this is 12I squared. But I squared is -1. So final answer is -12. So when you're simplifying powers of I, you take whatever the exponent is, 52, and you divide it by 4. 4 goes into 12 3 times, no remainder. The remainder is the only part that matters. Remainder equals 0 means that this is the same thing as I to the 0, and anything to the 0 power is 1. So this answer is 1. So same thing for I to the 135th. You take 135, you divide it by 4. Goes in 3 times, minus 12, you get 3 left over. So it's a remainder of 3, which means it's the same thing as I to the 3rd. And then you got to remember the powers of I to the 1st, I squared, I cubed. I to the 1st is I squared is -1, I to the 3rd is -I. I to the 3rd is -I. If we have square roots of negatives, you first want to change those to be imaginary. So that's I times the square root of 3. That's the square root of 12. You could simplify that, or you could do it later. Minus, take out the I. Now you can distribute. So we're multiplying by an I. We have an I. 3 times 12 is square root of 36. I times I is negative, or is I squared. We'll change it to -1 in a minute. Square root of 3 times square root of 3 is square root of 9, or just regular 3, however you want to write it. Square root of 36 is 6, so that's 6I. I squared is -1. Cross it out. Change the sign. That's plus the square root of 9, which is 3. And officially, you are supposed to put the real number first, so it should read 3 plus 6I. So to do this division, since we're just dividing by x minus 3, it's a linear divisor, so we can do synthetic, because it's just a regular x, there's no x squared, there's no numbers with it. But when you do synthetic, since it's x minus 3, we change that to be a positive 3 on the outside for synthetic division. And then we fill in, and don't forget to put zeros where you need them. So this is 1x to the 4th, and then 0x cubed, 3x squared, 0x, and 12. Add, multiply, add, multiply, add, multiply, add, multiply, and add to get 120. So we did the division, but this is not our answer. You need to put it back as a polynomial. The degree will always drop by 1, so if that's a 4, then this will be x to the 3rd. And this will be our remainder. So we have 1x to the 3rd plus 3x squared plus 12x plus 36 plus our remainder over the thing that we were dividing by, the divisor, x minus 3. So for this, since we're dividing by 5x plus 7, I would not recommend synthetic. I would just do long division. Always be on the lookout for missing powers, which everything's here, so nothing to worry about this problem. So divide. 50 divided by 5 is 10. X to the third divided by x is x squared. Then multiply back. Remember, our steps are DMC. Multiply back. And when you do that, you want to change the sign. So negative 10x squared times 5x plus 7. And then C stands for combine. So that cancels out. 45x squared. And then start over with divide. 45 divided by 5 is 9. X squared divided by x is x. Multiply back. Don't forget to change the sign. So it's negative 9x. Negative 9 times 5 is negative 45. X times x is x squared. Negative 9 times 7 is negative 63x. And then combine. Cancels out. 35x, negative 35x, minus 39. Divide again. Negative 35 divided by 5 is negative 7. X divided by x is just negative 7. Multiply back and change the sign. So positive 7 times 5x plus 7. $35x plus 49. Combine, and we get a remainder of 10. So we go back, we put our remainder over the original divisor. And that's our answer.